All right, that should the mic should be working now. I didn't even realize there was no mic. I announced that entire match. Um, but yeah, let me know if it's working now, and we'll go from there. I don't know why it was an OBS issue for some reason. It changed it back to default, and it should be the USB mic plug-in thing. So, all right, thank you guys. Sorry about that. Anyway, Irslinger is hurt. Dusek is in control. Dusek attempts a wild punches on Henry Irslinger, and Irslinger is hurt once again. Dusek rearing back and firing more wild punches at Irslinger. Irslinger rolls a pin. Going to kick out at one, though. While trying to tackle Dusek close to the ropes, Irslinger falls backwards out of the ring again, falls headfirst to the floor, and Irslinger able to slink back into the ring before he's counted out, and before Rudy Dusek is able to stalk over there and pound the crap out of him. Happens again. Wow. Irslinger may want to stop trying to do that while Dusek is close to the ropes because he's fallen out of the ring for a third time this match. Landing on his head again, gets back in the ring, and Dusek once again presented with a choice situation here. He could try that single leg takedown. That is going to work on let's see here, it's going to be 6 or lower, or a bear hug, which is going to work on 11 or lower. I think we're definitely going to see the bear hug there. Irslinger manages to counter it, and now he attempts a scissor hold on Joe Dusek. Dusek does have the A ring rating, which means that I will allow him to roll out of the ring and regroup with his brother Rudy if he so chooses. Dusek gets back in the ring, and Irslinger shoves him from the ring. Coleman is clearly upset and is having a talk with Irslinger. Irslinger got away with just a warning, though. Irslinger attempts an arm throw on Joe Dusek after pushing him out of the ring and taking control of the match. Dusek is hurt. Now Irslinger with a toe hold on Joe Dusek. Dusek is hurt. Now Irslinger keeps that toe hold applied, hurting Joe Dusek again. Irslinger transitions into the scissor hold on Joe Dusek. Dusek rolls hurt once again, and Irslinger continuing with his scissor hold. Things aren't looking good for Joe Dusek. Should Rudy Dusek attempt to interfere to sway the tide of the match? No. Dusek is down, and now Irslinger with a neck yoke. And he is not going to leave the ring. But Rudy Dusek is going to interfere. Rudy Dusek enters the ring and distracts Henry Irslinger. Joe Dusek recovers and attacks Irslinger from behind, taking control of the match. And Irslinger rolling on level 3 defense. He is not going to leave the ring. He is down. And Joe Dusek goes and grabs a chair and nails Henry Irslinger with it. Coleman left with no choice but to disqualify him. The Duseks are not known for their discretion, I guess. So, right in front of the referee, Irslinger blasted with a chair by Joe Dusek, and the match is over. Moving on to the next match in our card here, which is going to be Red Berry versus Jim Londos. We're going to go ahead and get this one started. On his way to the ring, standing 5 feet 8 inches tall and weighing in at 206 pounds, Wild Red Berry. And his opponent, on his way to the ring, hailing from Coat Sapoti, Argos, Greece, standing 5 feet 8 inches tall and weighing at 202 pounds, Jim Londos. Barry and Londos lock up, and it looks like Londos has the upper hand. Londos backs Barry into the corner, and Coleman orders a clean break. And as Barry is stepping out of the corner, Londos shoots in with an outside single leg takedown. Londos attempts a grinding armbar on Red Barry. Barry is unable to reach the ropes as Londos tightens the hold. Barry trying to fight the pain and manages to get free. And Londos locks in the Boston Crab. Once again, Barry in the center of the ring, not able to get to the ropes to break the hold easily. So he is trying to fight the pain as Londos tightens it in, but then Barry is able to get free one more time. Londos with a choice situation. He could do a rolling knee bar. The knee bar is going to work on, let's see, 8 plus or minus agility, so that's going to be 7 or lower. Or he could try a forearm uppercut, which is going to work on 8 plus or minus power, which is 2, so that's 10 or lower. I still think that the rolling knee bar is, the 7 is pretty good. So Londos executes a rolling knee bar on Red Barry, and he is successful. And that does it. The rolling knee bar gets Wild Red Barry to submit. And so Red Barry loses another match, and Jim Londos is your winner. That was a short one. Red Barry definitely outmatched by Jim Londos there, though, without a doubt. Our next event is going to see Frank Gotch take on Englishman Bert Assirati. And here we go. Frank Gotch is obviously typoed there. He is not 5 feet tall. He is 5'11". So on his way to the ring, standing 5 feet 11 inches tall and weighing in at 208 pounds, Frank Gotch. And his opponent on his way to the ring, standing 5 feet 7 inches tall and weighing in at 265 pounds, Bert Assirati. Gotch and Assirati lock up, and it looks like Assirati has the upper hand. Assirati attempts a single leg takedown on Frank Gotch. Gotch reverses the move and takes control of the match. Gotch and Assirati are grappling near the ropes. Gotch and Assirati are backed into the ropes. Coleman calls for a clean break and gets it. Frank Gotch catches Bert Assirati off guard with a quick fireman's carry after the break. And then Gotch attempts a headbutt on Assirati. Assirati is hurt. And Gotch with a choice situation here. We could see a duck under takedown 3, which is going to work on 6 or lower, plus or minus opponent's agility, which is 1. So that's going to be 7 or lower. Or the front chancery 2, that's going to work on 6 plus or minus power, which is going to be -4, which would make that 2. So definitely not that. We're going to try the duck under takedown, 7 or better. And Assirati counters. And now Assirati attempts a heel hook on Gotch, and Gotch is hurt. Assirati stands him up and locks him in a bear hug, hurting Frank Gotch again. And then he takes him back down with the heel hook. Gotch is not going to leave the ring. And Assirati rolls a choice situation. He could roll into the turnbuckle or a bear hug. The bear hug is going to work on 7 or lower, plus or minus power. His power is 0, so that's just going to be a straight 7 or lower. I think we're going to see the bear hug, which is actually, if I remember right, there's a typo on this chart. It's actually a waistlock suplex. And so, yeah, it's the waistlock suplex. So Frank Gotch actually counters the waistlock suplex attempt by Bert Assirati. Gotch attempts an Iowa an Iowa backdrop on Bert Assirati. Assirati is hurt, and Gotch with a headlock and trip. Assirati hurt once again. Gotch going to back him into the turnbuckle. Coleman orders a clean break, and as Bert Assirati is stepping out of the corner, Gotch shoots in with an outside single leg. And now Gotch with a headlock and trip. Assirati is hurt. And Gotch once again going to do that duck under takedown. He is successful, and Assirati is hurt. And once again, duck under takedown. It is successful, and Assirati's being pinned after that duck under takedown, but only gets a 1 count. And now we've got a rolling knee bar that is going to work on a 9 or lower, and that is what we're going to see there. And Assirati hurt once again. And now Gotch with that Iowa backdrop. Assirati is hurt. Gotch, another Iowa backdrop, putting Assirati down. And now Gotch with that Gotch toe hold. Roll of 6 is required to escape. He rolls a 7, so just barely able to get out. Assirati trying to fight the pain. He does break free, though. Now, Gotch with a reverse Nelson on Bert Assirati. Assirati is not going to leave the ring. He is down. And Gotch with a half Nelson crotch hold slam. Assirati is hurt. Assirati not doing so hot in this matchup. Gotch with a headbutt. Assirati gets out of the way, reverses the match. Assirati with a driving double leg takedown on Frank Gotch. Gotch is hurt. Now Assirati attempts a heel hook, and Gotch is hurt once again. Assirati with an underhook toss, and Gotch reverses it and takes control. Frank Gotch with a waistlock takeover, hurting Bert Assirati. Gotch with a headlock and trip on Bert Assirati. Assirati reverses the move, taking control of the match. Assirati with a bear hug on Frank Gotch. Gotch is hurt, and Assirati transitions into a heel hook from that bear hug, hurting Frank Gotch. Now Assirati just delivers some clubbing blows across the back, and Gotch is still hurt. Assirati with a standing side headlock there, dazing Frank Gotch, and Gotch counters Assirati's attempt at a headlock takeover. And Gotch locks in a headlock of his own and trips Bert Assirati, and Assirati gets up dazed, but is able to counter Gotch's double leg takedown attempt by moving out of the way and catching Gotch with another heel hook. Gotch is down, and now Assirati with a toe hold. Gotch is hurt, and Assirati delivers some more clubbing blows across the back of Frank Gotch. Gotch hurt once again. Assirati some more clubbing blows, hurting Frank Gotch. Now he applies that standing side headlock one more time. Gotch is hurt, and he moves into a bear hug. But Gotch reverses that move, trying the bear hug one too many times. Gotch attempts a handshake and then tackle on Bert Assirati. Assirati not having any part of that. Not going to fool him that easily. Assirati with an underhook toss on Frank Gotch. And Gotch reverses that move, takes control of the match. Crossface and armbar on Bert Assirati. And Assirati manages to get free of the crossface and armbar. He has earned another fatigue token, though, that brings him up to 4. Reverse Nelson by Frank Gotch. And Assirati is hurt. That reverse Nelson is an add 1. So Assirati gets another fatigue token, bringing him to 5. Now Gotch with a headbutt, and it connects solidly with Bert Assirati, busting him open. Blood is now visible on Bert Assirati's face. Irish whip into the turnbuckle, which is just a back into the corner on this chart. And yes, we're going to do that. Gotch backs Assirati into the corner. As Gotch and Assirati are separated by Abe Coleman, Assirati slips behind Gotch and takes him down with a waistlock throw. And then Assirati attempts a cravat hold on Frank Gotch. Gotch is hurt. And Assirati delivers some more clubbing blows and then attempts a pin on Frank Gotch. But Gotch is able to kick out. Struggle near the ropes. Gotch falls from the ring. In a display of good sportsmanship, Assirati holds the ropes open for Frank Gotch so that he may re-enter the ring. Assirati showing that he is not all piss and vinegar and showing some sportsmanship. Assirati with more clubbing blows. Gotch is hurt once again. And Assirati attempts a standing side headlock, dazing Frank Gotch. And a single leg takedown has Gotch hurt. And Gotch is pummeled with more clubbing blows from Bert Assirati, and he is not leaving the ring. He is down. And Assirati, there it is, a press slam. I believe that is also an add 1. So Gotch gets another fatigue token, and he is hurt after that press slam. Assirati going to back him into the ropes as Abe Coleman steps in and breaks it up. Both Assirati and Gotch break clean to the applause of the crowd. Assirati is quick to reestablish control of the match, and Assirati attempts a heel hook on Frank Gotch, hurting him. Backing him into the ropes again. They're grappling near the ropes as Assirati and Gotch are clinched near the ropes. Gotch manages to get free and sidestep Bert Assirati, catching him with a quick leg sweep and taking control of the match. Oh my. Gotch catches him in a Gotch toe hold. Assirati needs a 10 or better to escape, and he rolls it just barely. He manages to get free, but it's a struggle, and I don't think he's going to last for one more of those. Gotch with a half Nelson crotch hold slam on Bert Assirati, and Assirati is hurt. Now Gotch attempts a headbutt. Assirati moves himself out of the way of that one and reverses it, taking control of the match. And a standing side headlock attempt, but Gotch reverses that and takes control of the match. Now Gotch with a crossface and armbar. Assirati is hurt. And now Gotch headlock and trip. Dazing Assirati, he gets back up. And Gotch thumbs him right in the eye. But no, Assirati reverses that thumb to the eye and takes control of the match. Gonna back him into the ropes here. Coleman steps in. Both Assirati and Gotch break clean. Assirati is quick to take control of the match once again. Now he's going to see a heel hook by Bert Assirati on Frank Gotch, hurting him. Assirati still has that heel hook in, and Gotch is down. And then, wow, excuse me, Bert Assirati locks in the crab hold on Frank Gotch, and that is going to do it. Wow. A big come-from-behind victory by Bert Assirati as Gotch submits to the crab hold. And Assirati has managed to beat Frank Gotch. Gotch definitely had the upper hand in most of that match. I suspect that we are going to see more from those two, as that match was hotly contested, and it was definitely a come-from-behind victory. Yeah, imagine Gotch tapping. I know, right? But somehow, Bert Assirati, that crab hold, managed to get the submission. Our next match is going to pit Ed Lewis versus Farmer Martin Burns. On his way to the ring, standing 5 feet 10 inches tall and weighing in at 236 pounds, Ed Lewis. And his opponent, on his way to the ring, hailing from Springfield Township, Iowa, standing 5 feet 9 inches tall and weighing in at 165 pounds, Farmer Burns. Lewis and Burns lock up, and it looks like Lewis has the upper hand here. Ed Lewis attempts a front chancery on Farmer Burns. And Burns is dazed. Lewis with a single leg takedown on Farmer Burns, but Burns reverses it and takes control. Burns with a choice situation here. Single leg 2. It's going to work on 8 or lower, plus or minus agility. The agility is -1, so that's going to work on 6 or lower, or 7 or lower, excuse me. Or a bear hug 3 that's going to work on 8 or lower, plus or minus power. That's a -2, so that's going to work on 6 or lower. He's going to attempt the single leg. And Lewis able to counter Farmer Burns' attempt at a single leg. And Lewis going to back him into the turnbuckle. Coleman orders a clean break, but Lewis has other ideas. Farmer Burns is knocked loopy by a wild haymaker thrown by Ed Lewis. And Burns is down, crumpling in the corner after that haymaker. And here we go. Lewis attempts the Strangler's headlock on Farmer Burns. Burns able to get free. But Lewis reapplies that Strangler's headlock. Burns once again able to get free. And now we are going to see a choice situation for Ed Lewis. The single leg going to work on 8 or lower, plus or minus the agility, so 7 or lower. Or a bear hug, which is going to work on 8 plus or minus power, which is 1, so that's going to be a 9 or lower. Lewis is going to attempt the bear hug. But Farmer Burns able to counter, and now he attempts a toe lock on Ed Lewis, and Lewis able to fight the pain and get out of the move himself. And there it is. Wow. Farmer Burns locks in the chicken wing. 7 or greater is required to escape. Lewis rolls a 6, so Lewis submits to the chicken wing. The chicken wing, if you look at I think that it's a +4 finisher. If I look at Burns's, it's only a +2. I thought it was stronger. So I'm actually surprised that Lewis tapped there. I definitely would not have expected that. But your winner, Farmer Martin Burns. Our next event is the number 1 contenders match. The winner of this match will get a NWC World's Heavyweight title match on card 4.4 against the great Gama, our current NWC World's Heavyweight champion. This is going to see Joe Stecher take on Aleksander Aberg. On his way to the ring, standing 5 feet 11 inches tall and weighing in at 220 pounds, Joe Stecher. And his opponent, on his way to the ring, standing 6 feet 1 inches tall and weighing in at 220 pounds, Aleksander Aberg. Stecher and Aberg lock up, and it looks like Stecher has the upper hand here. Stecher attempts a wrist lock on Aleksander Aberg, and Aberg is dazed. And Stecher continues to apply pressure to that wrist lock, dazing Aberg once again. Moves from a wrist lock to an arm lock. And Aberg able to counter it during the transition. Aberg attempts a gut wrench on Joe Stecher. Stecher's dazed. And Aberg with a choice situation here. Duck under takedown 3. It's going to work on 6 or lower, plus or minus agility, which is -2. So that's going to be 4 or lower. Or a front chancery, 6 or lower, plus or minus power, which is -1, so that's 5 or lower. I guess we're going to see that front chancery. And Stecher counters it, and then attempts a double wrist lock on Aleksander Aberg. Aberg able to counter the wrist lock and take control of the match. And he attempts an arm drag on Stecher. Stecher reversing that, taking control. And he attempts a half Nelson on Aberg. Aberg is hurt. And Stecher, a takedown and body ride on Aberg. Aberg is dazed as he gets up. Stecher and Aberg grappling near the ropes, and as Stecher and Aberg are backed into the ropes, Coleman calls for a clean break and gets it. Stecher catches Aberg off guard with a quick fireman's carry to maintain his control, and then once again with a takedown and body ride. But Aberg not having it this time, he reverses that and takes control of the match. And now he has got a choice situation once again. The duck under takedown, 6 or lower, plus or minus agility. That's 4. It's going to be 4 or lower. Or the front chancery, 5 or lower. He's going to try that front chancery. And he is successful. And Stecher is dazed by the chancery. But Stecher counters Aberg's attempt at an Olympic lift. Stecher attempts a half Nelson on Aleksander Aberg, and Aberg is hurt. Stecher with an arm lock and body block, an arm lock and body block on Aleksander Aberg. Aberg not going to leave the ring. Aberg is down. Stecher going to back him into the ropes and push him from the ring, hopefully. While attempting to tackle Stecher too close to the ropes, Aberg falls backwards out of the ring and falls headfirst to the floor. Aberg manages to make it back into the ring before Abe Coleman counts him out. And then, as he gets back in the ring, Stecher locks in his scissor hold on Aleksander Aberg, but Aberg able to fight out. And now Stecher attempts a head chancery and bar lock on Aleksander Aberg. Aberg is hurt. And now Stecher with a choice situation. Duck under takedown, 6 or lower, plus or minus agility, which is -1. That's going to be 5 or lower. or a front chancery that's going to work on 6 or lower plus or minus power, which is -3. So that would be 3 or lower. I think we're going to see that duck under takedown, and Aberg able to counter it, and Aberg attempts a hammerlock, and he gets it, and Stecher manages to break free, but not before considerable damage is done. And now Aberg with that same choice here. 8 or lower plus or minus agility, which is 2, so that's going to be 6 or lower. Or bear hug, which is going to be 7 or lower. We're going to see the bear hug on Joe Stecher. And Stecher is hurt. Aberg with a gut wrench on Joe Stecher, dazing him. Aberg backs Stecher into the corner. Coleman orders a clean break, and while breaking, Stecher is able to swing Aberg into the corner, reversing the situation. Coleman steps in to break it up again, and after the break, Aberg rushes Joe Stecher, and Stecher is able to use Aberg's momentum to throw him hard to the mat with an overhead suplex. Now Stecher with a choice situation once again. In hip lock 2, it's going to work on 8 plus or minus agility. Agility is -1, so that's going to be 7 or lower. Or a crotchless slam, 8 plus or minus power, which is -3, so 5 or lower. I think he is going to attempt the crotchless slam. And Aberg counters it, of course. And he is going to back him into the ropes. Coleman calls for a clean break and gets it. Aberg catches Stecher off guard with a fireman's carry as they break. Now Stecher with Aberg attempts a chest crush hold on Joe Stecher. Stecher is hurt, and Aberg going to back him into the ropes again. Aberg and Stecher are locked in a clinch near the ropes. Aberg locks in an underhook, and after a short struggle, throws Stecher to the mat. And here we've got the single leg or bear hug, and he's going to attempt the single leg, and Stecher counters it. And now Stecher with a takedown and body ride on Aleksander Aberg, and that takedown actually works. Stecher attempts a double wrist lock after that body ride, but Aberg reverses it, taking control of the fight again. Aberg with a side chancery, and Stecher reverses that. And Stecher once again trying to go back to that double wrist lock. But Aberg says no once again to reversing the double wrist lock, taking control of the match. And Aberg with an overhead throw. And Stecher reverses the move, takes control of the match. And Stecher with a half Nelson. And Aberg is hurt after the half Nelson. And Stecher once again tries to transition back to that double wrist lock. And Aberg is dazed in that double wrist lock. Stecher transitions into a single wrist lock now, and Aberg is still dazed. Stecher and Aberg grappling near the ropes. Stecher backs Aberg into the ropes. Coleman steps in and breaks it up. Both Stecher and Aberg break clean to the applause of the crowd. Stecher is quick to retake control of the match. Stecher attempts an arm lock and body block on Aleksander Aberg. Aberg is hurt. And Stecher going to back him into the turnbuckle. Coleman orders a break. And Stecher throws a wild haymaker at the head of Aleksander Aberg. Aberg is able to duck the attack and takes him down with a powerful double leg takedown. Aberg attempts a reverse body lock on Joe Stecher. Stecher is hurt. These two giving it everything they've got in order to earn that title shot. Irish whip. This is going to be a back into the ropes. Coleman steps in, breaks it up. They break clean. Aberg takes control of the fight again. Aberg with a chest crush hold. And Stecher able to reverse the hold again. Now Stecher with an armbar. And Aberg able to reverse that armbar, taking control of the match. He is going to do the front chancery. And he is successful there, except that Stecher reverses the chancery and takes control of the match. Going to back him into the turnbuckle. After the break, Aberg rushes Stecher, and Stecher is able to use Alexander Aberg's momentum to throw him hard to the mat with an overhead suplex. And Stecher with a head chancery and bar lock, hurting Alexander Aberg. And then Stecher goes back to his double wrist lock, and that actually succeeds, and Aberg is hurt. He is going to try that duck under takedown, but Aberg counters it. Aberg with a hammerlock. Stecher is hurt. Aberg once again with that hammerlock. Stecher not going to leave the ring. Stecher is down. We're going to see the bear hug out of Alexander Aberg, and that is successful. And Stecher is hurt. And he's going to back him into the ropes. And Coleman steps in to break it up. They break clean. The crowd is into that. And both of the men break clean, and the crowd applauds. Aberg is quick to take back control. Aberg with a hammerlock on Stecher. Stecher not going to leave the ring. He is down once again. Aberg attempts a go-behind waistlock takeover on Joe Stecher. Stecher is hurt. Aberg with a reverse body lock. And that's going to do it. Stecher submits to the reverse body lock. Also, blood is now visible on the face of Joe Stecher. So, Aberg must have taken some liberties while in that reverse body lock to get him to submit. But your winner, and the man who will be facing the Great Gama on card 4.4, Alexander Aberg. Our final match of the evening is an NBBW World's Junior Heavyweight title match. That's going to pit William Muldoon, the champion, against challenger Santel. Santel has an abysmal, I believe it's 2-12 record, but is still considered to be one of the best junior heavyweights in the world. So we'll see how he does here against the solid man. On his way to the ring, standing 5 feet 10 inches tall and weighing in at 195 pounds, the NBBW World's Junior Heavyweight Champion, William Muldoon. And his opponent, hailing from San Francisco, California, standing 5 feet 9 inches tall and weighing in at 190 pounds, Santel. Muldoon and Santel lock up, and it looks like Muldoon has the upper hand here. Muldoon, the champion, attempts a flying headmare on Santel. Santel is hurt. Muldoon attempts a hammerlock and half Nelson on Santel. Santel is down. Dangerous territory. Muldoon with a double shoulder lock. Santel is hurt once again. Muldoon backs Santel into the corner. After the break, Santel rushes William Muldoon, and Muldoon is able to use Santel's momentum to throw him hard to the mat with the overhead suplex. And now Muldoon, with a choice situation, he could do the rolling knee bar, which is going to work on 8 plus or minus agility. The agility is -3, so that's going to work on 5 or lower. Or a forearm uppercut, which is going to work on 8 plus or minus power, which is 2, so 10 or lower. He's going to attempt that forearm uppercut, and it is successful, except that Santel reverses it and takes control of the match. Muldoon counters Santel's attempt at a waistlock takedown, takes control of the match again, backs him into the ropes, calls for a clean break and gets it. Muldoon catches Santel off guard with a quick fireman's carry to re-establish control. Muldoon with a hammerlock and half Nelson. I believe that is an add 1. It is indeed. On Santel. Santel is hurt. So now we are seeing Muldoon with a choice. He could try duck under takedown 3, which is going to work on 3 or lower. He's definitely not going to do that. Or a front chancery, which is going to work on 8 or lower. The chancery is going to be the only sane thing to do. And Santel is hurt after the front chancery from William Muldoon. Same situation. Going to reapply that front chancery, dazing Santel. And then Muldoon with a flying headmare. Santel is down. And Muldoon with a body lift and throw. 5 is required to kick out. He rolls a 9. Only gets a 1 count. And now Muldoon attempts a double shoulder lock on Santel. He is not going to leave the ring. Santel is down. And Muldoon grabs him with a body lift and throw again and goes for the pin. 1, 2, 3. William Muldoon retains the NBBW World's Junior Heavyweight title over Ad Santel in a pretty blowout match. And that is going to do it for us tonight. That was the first card of Year 4. We saw the debut of Joe Dusek, which I guess was unsuccessful, except that Dusek definitely won the fight after blasting his opponent with a chair. I can't remember. It was only a couple of minutes ago, and I can't remember who he faced. Henry Irslinger. He beat Henry Irslinger via disqualification. Londos continued Red Berry's losing streak with a Grecian sleeper grip in 4 minutes and 32 seconds. Then we saw Bert Assirati come from behind and whip on Frank Gotch with the crab hold. 21 minutes and 43 seconds, definitely one of the better matches of the night. Then we saw Farmer Martin Burns beat former champion Ed Lewis with a chicken wing, giving Lewis, I believe, only his 3rd loss in 4 years. Aleksander Aberg beat Joe Stecher with the reverse body lock in 16 minutes and 9 seconds. Aberg will face the Great Gama on card 4.4 for the NWC World's Heavyweight title. And Ad Santel, as we just saw, continues his losing ways here in the National Wrestling Commission, as he lost to World's Junior Heavyweight Champion William Muldoon with a body lift and throw in 6 minutes and 49 seconds. So I will probably be back tomorrow night with one more card. Probably about the same time, maybe a little earlier, maybe a little later, but about the same time. But yeah, so that was it. That's it for me. If you have any questions, you can hit me up on the Phil Singer Game Fans Discord, or leave a message on the video on YouTube, or hit me up on the Phil Singer Games forum. Anyway, thanks for watching. Good night all, and have a good one. And I'll see you tomorrow.